Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So I asked my followers on Twitter and Instagram if they could ask me some questions, any questions that they have regarding my diagnosis of fibromyalgia, which is one of quite a few diagnoses that I have. But yeah, I asked them to send in some questions that they have for me, and so I'm just going to go through and answer those questions in this video. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below on what you think, if you suffer from fibromyalgia or if you know anyone else that does, and also let me know what other videos you want to see in the future. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can be updated whenever I upload. Okay, so first question is, before I carry on, I'm reading the questions from my laptop, and then so if I look to the side, it's because I'm looking at the laptop screen, and then yeah. So the first question is, what kind of symptoms do I have and how do I cope with them? And then in brackets it says particularly pain symptoms. Okay, so what kind of symptoms do I have? How do I cope with them? So the symptoms that I get is widespread pain. So from top of my head to the bottom of my feet, pain, and so very achy pain. Also like a bruised kind of feeling as well. So my muscles always feel like they're bruised, and if I do something, like even creating this video right now, it's an activity that is an overexertion for me, so it will flare my body. I don't know how much it will flare my body, but it will flare my body and make the pain that I'm already feeling feel worse. I also suffer from fatigue. So fatigue, I know during this pandemic, like that word has become more so included in people's vocabularies, and now people are kind of beginning to understand the word fatigue. So unlike tiredness, fatigue isn't induced by a specific activity. So with tiredness, you might do something and then you have a rest and then you feel better. Like you wake up and you feel refreshed, right? If someone doesn't suffer from fatigue. But someone that has fatigue, like myself, there's no amount of rest that you can have that makes you feel more energetic or alert or less exhausted, basically. And that is like a really frustrating symptom, because like you could literally be out of it for weeks, months, and there's literally nothing you can do. There's no amount of vitamins that would like perk you up, or water that will refresh you, because when that fatigue comes over you, that's it, lights out. Your eyelids feel very heavy. Everything just feels really heavy, and yeah, you just want to switch off basically, and it's like you just can't control it. So unlike pain, although my pain is very hard to deal with pain, I kind of became an actress. Like, it sounds bad, but when you have chronic pain, you kind of become an actress, and you like, people would never know that you're in pain if they see you, because you get so used to working at a certain pain level that, you know, your facial expressions and your whole body language, like, you can easily mask it, unless it's like people that love you and know you really well, you know, then they could like kind of tell when you're not feeling yourself. But with fatigue, you can't pretend, because if you need to close your eyes and your body's literally just conking out, then how can you pretend that? People are just gonna hear you snoring. Like, you literally can't pretend with that. So yeah, like, how do I cope with it? So I try to stay on top of my medication. I've been taking medication since 2018, the ending of 2018 now, and it has helped so much. I've actually got another pain condition that's worse than fibromyalgia, but I'll talk about that another time. Yeah. So medication helped so much, and it's crazy because not that I was against medication before, but people were getting into my ears, like people that are close to me were getting into my ears, like, oh, don't take this, don't take that, you're gonna be on medication till the end of your life, and what kind of life is that? But then what kind of life is it to be young? I'm in my 20s still. To be young in bed, like literally majority of the year, with all the lights out and not being able to move because of my conditions. Like, what kind of life? You know what, I might have to do a second or separate video talking just about how to cope with symptoms of fibromyalgia. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to do a separate video talking about coping mechanisms and stuff like that. So yeah. Okay. Ooh, so the process of getting diagnosed, very good question. So ever since I was little, I've always had pain, like literally always had pain. And I remember as early as like primary school times, probably younger to be honest, I would always get joint problems. I would always have joint problems. So like while sleeping, or like laying down, or sitting on the toilet. Insert meme, sitting on the toilet.
Sitting on the toilet. Sitting on the toilet. Sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, sitting on the toilet, my joints lock into position. Standing as well, if I'm whatever position I'm in, my joints just lock into place, particularly my hips and my knees. So yeah, that used to happen so much, and it's very excruciating. Like, it still happens, not to the same extent, but yeah, it still happens. And I remember like mum taking me to the doctors all the time, and they'll be like, oh yeah, it's just growing pains, it's just growing pains, so then that kind of, it didn't fizzle out, but I guess like I was kind of rough growing up. I'm still a bit of a tomboy, but I'm not like nearly as tomboy level as I was when I was little. So yeah, because of that, I'll kind of just march through things, you know, like just get on with whatever I need to get on with, have fun, you know, get dirty, climb rocks and trees and whatever. And yeah, if I was in pain, then I was in pain. But I remember when I got to secondary school now, I developed something called Osgood splatters, which is where like your body is growing so fast that the ligaments in your bones, it doesn't like form properly, so the bone ends up sticking out. So on my right knee is where I have it, and like on my right knee you can see like a little bump. It's not as prominent as it was when I was a teenager, but you can still see it a little bit if you look. I might show you one day in a video, I don't know. But yeah, I remember I got diagnosed with Osgood splatters on my right knee, and I had to sit out of PE, and that just really upset me. Like, I was so upset, honestly. And so I just kept having these body problems where the doctor was just like, yeah, you'd grow out of it, you'll grow out of it, you'll grow out of it. And then it got to like sixth form time, and my body was just giving up, absolutely giving up. And so I got referred to have physiotherapy. I think it was like every Friday or Thursday or something. And I remember going, and it was just so excruciating. It was like this is making me worse. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, they were giving me exercises to do whilst I was at the doctor's doing physiotherapy. Then I'd have to do physiotherapy at home as well. And I just thought, this is too much. It's so painful for me. It shouldn't be this painful. So I kept getting like blood tests done, and my rheumatoid factor would be like high, and inflammation. I would be getting inflammation, but it wouldn't show up on my test results. And if you're a part of the chronic illness community, that's like the worst thing ever, because they're already telling you, okay, yeah, you're just gonna grow out of it, but you're close to almost stop growing now, and it's like, okay, what other option is there? Because obviously it's not growing pains anymore, you know. So yeah, I just wasn't getting any answers. So I got referred to the hospital. I done an MRI scan, x-rays, and yeah, eventually I just got diagnosed, but it took forever. I eventually got diagnosed at 19, I think it was. So yeah, it was just a very, very long process, I remember. And it's funny because whilst I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia, I also got diagnosed with another pain condition as well. So yeah, it's like, oh, come one, come all. But yeah, so next question is, when did I notice I needed to go to the doctors to get checked out? Okay, so yeah, as I said, literally from my barn, me feel pain. So yeah, I've just literally been a sickie all my life. Yeah, that's it really. That's all I've ever known is pain. All I've ever known is pain. So yeah, I was just always in the doctor's surgery saying I'm feeling this pain, and they're like, all right. So yeah, I just didn't stop until I got answers really. So yeah, next question is, have you experienced examples of good care? If so, what were they and from where? Not really. Like it's a bit mad actually, because even after I got diagnosed, I never actually. Oh, my phone's ringing. Mama? Mama? You right? You right, Mum? Are you having a party? Love you, darling. Oh, it's still recording. So going back to, I read that again. Have you experienced examples of good care? If so, what were they and from where? Good care, not really. So as I was saying, even after getting diagnosed, they never really explained to me what fibromyalgia is or anything. It was kind of just like, yeah, you've got this thing now, be gone, literally. And then it was only through finding the fibromyalgia community online where I started to learn more, and by doing research, and yeah, but I haven't really experienced good care, unfortunately. I would say like the most care I've gotten is if a doctor, which is very rare, is if a doctor actually listens to me, and if I ask for, like, say, a disability evidence note, then they actually help to provide one. But good care, not really. Hopefully that will change like soon. But then also there's levels to care as well, isn't there? Because there could be like practical care that you need. Like, I've never had a carer. I do think I would benefit from having a carer, definitely. So that is something that I will look into receiving. But when it comes to practical care, not really. But like yeah, I don't know, I guess there's like different levels to what kind of care people need. Even being referred to the pain clinic was an absolute nightmare, and I got rejected as well. I'll leave that for another story and video. But yeah, unfortunately I haven't had good care. So yeah, next question. What medical condition, or what medical definition, sorry, do you find is best suited to actual fibromyalgia? Okay, so like, what medical definition do I find is best suited to describe fibromyalgia? I think they might be trying to ask. So I would say, what's the best medical definition? Probably widespread pain. Yeah, because even if it is like going beyond physical pain, like the muscular and the skeletal pain, fatigue can be a pain, light and sound sensitivity, pain, what else, temperature change, pain, being intolerant or allergic to certain foods and chemicals, pain, like everything is just a pain. So yeah, pain, literally pain, full stop. That is what fibromyalgia is. Yeah, there's no better way to describe it. But then I think, to make people understand, that's when you have to start breaking things down and saying, okay, it's not just your everyday kind of little, you hit your toe on the corner of like the coffee table pain. No, this is big boy pain. Okay, so yeah, there's levels to this. But when it comes to like a general kind of definition of what fibromyalgia is, definitely widespread pain. Yeah, from top to top to toe. Okay, what do I do for pain management? So I actually try to journal. I try to write things down. I've got this kind of system going since 2019, I think it is. And sometimes it goes pear-shaped, not gonna lie. It like really just, I am not good with routines and stuff, but I try to stay on top of that. Even if for the day I just manage writing, in pain, stayed in bed, full stop, then at least I've kind of like written that down so that I can look back on my logs, and I can see how my weeks are, and I can see like what I've eaten and what activities I've done, kind of thing. If I've been taking my medication, and yeah, just these little things just to keep track of my pain and like my activities, basically. So yeah, but definitely trying to keep up with medication, vitamins, what I'm eating, watching what I'm eating, and making sure that, like, I really struggle with fluid intake. To me, like, drinking water is so, it's not difficult because I like water, but my body, like, the absorption is just a bit weird. Like, my bladder issues are a bit mad. It doesn't take even a sip for me to go to the loo. right? So I find it very frustrating, but I still have to remember that, listen, you have to drink, otherwise you're going to be dehydrated and then you're going to be worse. So yeah, just these little kind of things that I have to watch throughout the day, and sometimes I literally just can't manage anything. That's just the real deal of it. That's how it is with fibromyalgia. But then, like, when you start to see that light, you kind of like, okay, let me try and get out of this. And because as well, I suffer from ADHD, so a lot of the things that I do, like, I find it very difficult to stick to like routines. But then at the same time, if I don't have a routine, then everything's just manic. um so yeah, that's how I kind of try and manage my pain in those different areas. Okay, so next question is, have you ever been part of a clinical trial? I have not. I'm always seeing clinical trials online, but then I'm always seeing that it's like only US residents, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not a US resident, I'm in the UK, so I guess I can't take part in that. But yeah, if I do see or find a UK fibromyalgia clinical trial, then I might actually take part. Like, I'm up for it. It's just that I haven't seen any UK ones. But yeah, if you know any or can recommend, then just let me know. It's free to DM me on Instagram or Twitter. So yeah.
Hey my lovelies, I got a huge amount of questions from my followers regarding fibromyalgia, so I'll be doing part 2 of answering questions in another video. Make sure you subscribe to see the next upload, and also check out my previous video entitled What is Fibromyalgia?
So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.